got a cherry bomb.
Biba, welcome to Breaking Beauty Podcast.
So today we're chatting about debunking some of the skincare myths being perpetuated out there on social media. And I understand that you have some things you want to get off your chest. So why is it an important topic for you?
Well, it's important because we are experiencing a skincare boom.
Mm-hmm.
In 2000s, like late 90s, late
Yes.
1990s,
Yes.
we experienced the spa boom.
Yeah.
And now we're experiencing a skincare boom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's literally thousands of skincare lines, and there's so many products. There's so much noise out there that it's just really important to whoever is listening to us that they hear from somebody who's actually doing it,
Yeah.
who's done it and was successful at doing it, and just kind of to hear the honest review, right? Because I don't know, I am agnostic. I don't know what I don't know. If we will talk about some stuff, and there are things that I don't know, but nobody knows. It's not that I don't know, that there's no answer.
Right.
So we have to kind of keep looking for answers.
I'm guessing for you that pore clogging ingredients are a big deal to you because you have on your website a pore clogger checker, which is very unique and very helpful. Everyone needs to check it out.
Yes.
So tell us what that is.
Yes. So I had the privilege to study with Dr. James E. Fulton back in the day. He's long gone. He is one of the co-developers of Retin-A with
Amazing.
Dr. Albert Kligman. So he is the one and only person, believe it or not, in basically the world who was conducting comedogenicity studies. So that's where I awoke to the existence of pore clogging ingredients. And that's luckily happened early into my career. So I kind of always held on to it. But then I realized it's not enough. The study ended when he stopped researching, right? So then I'm not going to reveal you my method, but I started to conduct my own studies. And then how I did my study is basically whenever I was creating my products, I dissected my product ingredients, and then my chemists love me and hate me.
Hate to see you comment, as they say on TikTok. Yes.
There she is.
Yes.
There she is. But then it feels good, products get awarded. They said, "Oh my God, you make me a cool mom because you're so and so's facialist and there's products that people are eventually happy." But the process of it is a little different. I don't possess lab equipment. No, it's something else. So it's those are conversations. It is very shocking to me because I was for about 15 years I was in my little room in Beverly Hills, and whoever was coming to me, I had a nose into my work. I was so busy. I was so booked. I was just loving what I was doing, right? So then the pandemic started, and then some of my clients decided to give me shout-outs. And then that's when I that's when I started to really discover how nobody knows anything. How basically Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, she's the one who first started to talk about pore cloggers because she had acne prone skin, and I was able to help her greatly with her struggle because she's a model. She cannot have breakouts, right? So they were persistent, and then we were able to really kind of help it. So she's the one who basically brought this awareness to the media. Right. And then I decided okay, I need to make that little tool. So I made that little tool. It was expensive. Then I was my friend and client Catherine Power of Merit and Versed. She recruited me to be on board of Merit, so we developed Merit, which is the first non-comedogenic makeup. And then I was like, this is really huge. The awareness of this must really be spread. So since we had lots of people checking in, we have the tremendous traffic on our site.
Yeah, well,
because
it's
people
a
are
very
checking.
unique. Sorry to interrupt, but just to explain what the Pore Clogging Checker is.
Yes.
So the idea is that you put in the ingredients that's in any product that you're using. So you'll kind of copy and paste it, let's say, from a website, and you put it in, and then it tells you which ingredients are pore clogging.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
It will say, unfortunately, you have pore cloggers, and it will tell you what it is.
Okay.
And then you can make your educated choices.
Okay.
So
Love that.
Like my clients live by it, and then, but it's also like a, how would you say? It's also partnership with clients, because clients will email me and they say, I saw this. And I have it in my product, but it's not on your Pore Clogging Checker, but it has this name. And I was like, thank you. Like, we have 5 names of that ingredient, and this is the 6th, like, because depending how they're labeled, because the labeling can be anything, you know. So
like shea butter is often labeled as like parkey.
Yes.
Oh, that's my nemesis. And so I'm always looking out for that. But yeah, they can have a lot of different
it will be a
names.
4-letter combination, so you have to kind of yes. So then, since I noticed certain companies have their own, and I just wonder, where did they get the information?
Yeah.
And what is the information? And then I just kind of ran like a little quick check, and I was like, okay, baby, you are pore clogging. Like, you just, no, this is taken from somewhere, maybe from that book, you know.
So you're out here outing them with this app, this built-in app on your website.
Or are you saying that other facialists are copying your Pore Clogging Checker?
The companies, like there are a couple of companies, they have them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
other people are ripping
Oh,
off
I
her
see what you're saying.
technology and her
Okay, got
idea.
it. Yeah.
And a quick Google reveals who they are.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
Okay.
I suppose so. But but you know, they're lacking information.
Absolutely.
It's not in depth, and like
Yeah.
I was just really want to sit down with them and say, "Oh, what's your process?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like your
Interesting.
life's work. I
Yeah, well,
understand.
it's just
Yeah.
like ChatGPT. We've talked about it. It's only as good as the data that's fed into it,
Yes.
right? So I think that's what you're saying, is that you were putting in these, really
Yes.
expert
assessments
criteria to say whether it's truly pore clogging or not.
Yes.
I want to ask you about some other common causes or triggers for acne that people might not be aware of, because back in the day we'd always say, oh, like pizza and refined sugars, but what are some of the more hidden ones that you've made your clients aware of?
Sure. Pizza has a dual sword. Pizza is carbohydrate and dairy.
Yeah.
Got
So
it. Okay, yeah.
so the high carb diet is going to, okay, so here, to distill it, right?
Yeah.
Acne, if somebody is eating things that are causing them acne, they are really kind of have to think about diabetes.
Right.
Because eventually all of the high sugar, high carb is affecting their insulin resistance.
Right.
So it's something to think about it. Some people will not have it, and some people will have it. So if you're breaking out from something, probably you shouldn't be eating it, right?
Yes.
It's a kind of hard talk with people.
Yeah.
I had a client who, I will get back to the triggers, right?
Yeah.
But I'll just tell you, I had a client who came in and had like really bad, like not bad acne, but inflamed acne, and we handled it, and then she says, okay, warning, I ate cheese, I have a cheese hangover, and she says, I cannot give cheese, I cannot give up cheese.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's really up to you, but now at least you know
Right.
if it's worth it or it's not worth it. But now you know why are you breaking out. Some people are sensitive to dairy. Dairy is one of the triggers.
I've heard that before.
Not because of just the hormones in the milk, but then also the iodine. Iodine is a problem. So the hidden iodides, algine, carrageenan, You will
They're like thickening agents.
agar. You will find them in baked goods.
Oh,
You'll find them in
interesting.
yogurt. You will find them in oat milks because they're thickeners. They're
Oh, I
binders,
see,
right?
yeah.
So like cracker, you'll say, oh, there's no I don't know, it's gluten free, it's seed, it's not like whatever. It's almond, but guess what? It has algae. So you have to watch for those.
Okay.
Kind of have to read what those are. I know it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You know, when somebody's seeking causes of their acne, it's just, it's really disheartening to me that like medical professionals are not on board. They're just dismissing everything, right? And when somebody comes in, oftentimes they will just give them spironolactone.
Yeah.
And there's a specific combo. You'll get retinoid and spironolactone, clindamycin, and then if nothing works, it's Accutane, right?
Yeah.
But you're giving somebody spironolactone without asking for a hormone panel. Okay, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
like rolling my eyes.
Yeah.
Like when somebody said, I'm on a spironolactone. And I said, did they do your hormonal panel? No. So then what are you treating? What are you suppressing? Same with Accutane, like I understand. I would say Accutane in many cases is warranted, and that's if that's a necrotic acne, when people are completely going towards disfiguration, when their life is absolutely impossible, right? Do it. If cause absolutely cannot be found, but it's not panacea. You have to try other things before you resort to such a complicated drug.
Yeah. I know when I was a teenager, I had like T-zone acne. I had a lot of whiteheads all in my T-zone. And here I am touching my chin like crazy.
Right.
But I went on the pill when I was a teenager for that reason.
Yes.
But I read that you said in some instances that birth control pill can actually contribute to acne.
Yes, the low
so
dose.
Tell
the
us
low
about
dose
low
estrogen.
dose. Okay.
Just a one sentence. A low dose estrogen, birth control pills are known to contribute to acne.
Okay.
So that's something to be discussed with the OBGYN.
Yeah.
I can't really say more than that, but it's a low estrogen.
But something to be aware of, because I think a lot of people just think as a blanket rule, your acne, it's going to help with acne. So it's good to be aware of. Yeah.
If it's not low dose.
Okay. What other kind of like supplements might be contributing to people's acne that they're not aware of?
Biotin stimulates the hair growth, which is keratin. Guess what else is keratin?
All the little vellus hairs on my face that clog my pores.
And the skin.
Yeah.
When you take biotin, you're stimulating the skin cell growth. So they will form at a faster rate.
Okay.
Which is good for people who are not acne prone, but people who are acne prone are going to break out like crazy.
Okay.
So no biotin.
If someone comes into you and they've changed their diet and all of a sudden their skin is clearer or better, what have they done? Like, is there some kind of not formula, but if all of a sudden they're drinking kale smoothies, do you notice a difference in the skin clarity or
So you're
anything?
basically asking if there's a food that
Superfood.
actually helps.
Yes.
I would say yes and no. Okay, so we have to kind of adhere to anti-inflammatory diets.
Yes.
Because acne is obviously inflammation. And then, omega-3, 6, and 9, so essential fatty acids, and they're present in nuts and fatty fish. The question is how much nuts and how much fish should you eat to actually get the dosage that would help the skin. But technically, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely lots of fiber. So that's where the greens come, and bright colored and deep colored leafy vegetables and fruits. But supplements probably overrule the food.
Yeah.
I mean, clean liver, definitely. There's also constipation is a big thing. It's not always a pleasant subject. Nor people say, I'm actually constipated. People don't know that it's not normal to be constipated, and the constipation can really wreak havoc on the skin because it has the gut-skin connection. So that's it. So that's your fiber, that's your water. This is where we're talking, like when I talk to my clients and said, you have to pair your height and weight have certain amount of water because our bodies are enzymatic, and we need to stimulate those enzymes, and we need to get everything going. We need to we sweat. I forgot the equation. There is a reason why we need 8 glasses of water. It's because our kidney and lungs and skin will secrete about that much.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to replenish.
So you need to replenish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting what you said about the constipation, because I have, a lot of times, when I was a teenager, they would always say it's hormonal. Like, I'd go to the doctor and I was like, how about my acne? And they're like, it's hormonal. And I'm like, what does that mean? What do I do about that? I'm going to ask you about that in a second. But also, like, I realize now how closely tied constipation is to a woman's or a young woman's menstrual cycle.
Yep.
And like right before the period comes, it's like you get this, often a lot of people get this period of 1 week of constipation. And I think especially as a young person, you are not aware that that's happening and can be contributing to the monthly acne going on.
Could be, like, might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well. Just worsen the things. It definitely will worsen how the person feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So the constipation is one, and then another hidden factor definitely is the toothpaste.
Yes.
This is too far from you.
Yeah.
But like,
I've had that before, though. Another culprit, toothpaste, that definitely made me break out.
Yes.
But I knew I clocked it. Like I was
Yes.
like, I know that that's not good.
yes,
Yeah.
you will see SLS, you will
Yeah.
see coconut oil, you will see, like, it's. But now I notice there are lots of toothpastes that are actually acne safe. So that's also good. There are lots of good stuff that happen, right?
Yeah.
There is some awareness.
I would like to know about slugging. What you think of it?
Well, slugging, that's something that's completely taken out of the context. So slugging is great. So say you live in Alaska and you had a day outside and you windburned and your skin is suffering. So what you're going to do, you're going to cover your face with Vaseline and go to sleep. And then maybe the night after until the barrier repairs itself, because it will repair. Skin barrier repairs between 12 to 16 hours. It will repair itself. So technically even one night should be fine, but in extreme conditions, say you need 3 nights, but not every night.
Right.
And then not if you're like 20 and you live in Florida.
Right.
It's taken out of the context.
Right. It's sort of a more of a treatment, a remedy versus a regular routine.
A routine.
Type
No,
of thing.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a routine. It's really for impaired barrier in an extremely cold weather.
Right.
Cold or windy weather. Dry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry.
I get
Dry.
that.
Yeah.
I get that. What do you
Does it make
think?
sense?
What do you think about cleansing? What do people get wrong about cleansing?
These days, there's so much wrong with cleansing. I'm sorry, this is like really upsetting because, all of a sudden, if I ask you, how do you wash your face? Nobody knows how to wash their face. We're all insecure. Like, well, am I doing it right? Like, you washed your face all your life and there was nothing wrong with you. And all of a sudden, nobody knows how to wash their face because these lunatics are telling them, hey, put the oil on the face, cleanse with oil. So here's my question. What else do you clean with oil?
What else do I clean with
Do you
oils?
clean your hands with oil?
No. Maybe
Do you
a
clean
wooden
your
table.
laundry with?
Yeah.
Do you clean your laundry with oil?
No.
Do you clean your hair with oil?
Nope.
So it's not a freaking cleanser.
Yeah.
So it's not it's smudger. So yes, the table, like you
Yeah.
will get specific wood oil.
Yeah, exactly.
To polish your table,
Yeah.
not your skin.
Yeah.
So, no oil cleansing. Balm is not a cleanser.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where people got these ideas. Like,
Right.
I don't know. It's like these new companies that came. Okay.
Yeah.
So, double cleanser. If your cleanser doesn't clean, then
Yeah.
you need to replace it.
Right.
You don't need double cleanser.
Yeah.
You really don't need double
Simple.
cleanser.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
So, the proper skin cleansing would be, if you're using makeup around your eyes
Yeah.
and waterproof mascara, you will use a cotton pad and makeup remover, eye makeup remover.
Right.
That is designated to protect the eye area because
Yeah.
everything else will leak into the eye and irritate it,
Yes.
right? And you don't want to use a washcloth around your eyes because it's a
Yeah.
delicate area. Then you will use your if you would like that double cleansing, then you will like use your micellar water, which is designated for skin cleansing and makeup removal. And then you can wash your face with your wash or like your cleanser. I personally use just a cleanser and makeup remover, like eye makeup remover, and there's nothing
Call
wrong.
it a day.
Call it a day. So that's
Love it. Okay.
That's
Okay, single cleansing is back in 2025.
And a makeup remover.
Yes.
Eye makeup remover.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
What is the worst offender for skin health in your opinion?
The product that has everything in it. It's very confusing. What is it supposed to do? Because now you have like 7 peptides,
Right.
millions of antioxidants. You have this, you have that. But what is it doing? So is it for skin firming? Is it for pigmentation? Is it fighting over there? Well, it's very confusing to me. So I think
Right.
that's something kind of to look the designation of that product.
Okay.
Right.
That claims
Doing the
all of
most.
this
It's
millions of stuff
If
that
it's doing everything, maybe it's doing nothing, is what your concern would be.
I would say the same with the modalities. Like now there is this, I again forgot, like said, they're using it in Korea, Korean spas. So a client of mine says, do you have, or they are using this modality? And I said, I'm sorry, I never heard. And then I took a look, and there's like 5 modalities in one. And I was like, okay, and? So what are you
Yeah.
what are you getting? Like
Right.
are you zapping people?
Yeah.
Like
What about some of the more straightforward ones like microneedling?
microneedling is very interesting. Microneedling, so just to give you the prequel, I don't know if you're from California, but back in the day, I don't know when that stopped. Estheticians were doing microneedling, and we charged kind of the same for facial. It wasn't 1,500, it was not 3,000, definitely not 5,000. And I was trained in microneedling and derma rolling and needling. That's a single needle where you
Okay.
get in a line and you do. And then the way you should do it is that you would do it for rejuvenation once a year because it's ablative. You would do it
Yep.
deeply. Person will be raw for a couple of days, 5 days, and that will look fabulous for a year. What are they doing now? Monthly. And then they're putting radio frequency on top. So I just think that's another treatment that was taken out of context. Because how much can you microneedle your skin? I think it's really damaging.
Yeah, it's overdoing it.
Overdoing it.
And heat-based treatments, you have an opinion on that.
Totally. So
And what are the heat-based treatments, just so we're clear?
So hot lasers,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
when you have to use a numbing cream, and because you would not necessarily know it's hot, but if you're using numbing cream, that it's hot, and then radio frequency, which is the low level laser, and then radio frequency is really super popular because it's for skin tightening, but they use 102 Fahrenheit heat on your skin for 20 minutes.
Right.
So
That's
they're
hot.
cooking your skin.
Yeah.
So what's happening on a longer term? Those heat-based treatments are the ones that will actually age a person because they will melt subcutaneous fat. So people will start looking gaunt.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
What about laser genesis? Is that, you don't like that? Or do you not know what it is?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That
so
one
many-
heats the skin up as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the
name.
names and
Yeah.
types. That's
Yeah.
again
Right.
not in my scope.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't do any lasers in your practice.
No.
Yeah.
I'm an esthetician.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
That's,
no,
that's a
no.
medical.
Right, yeah.
In California, like in other
Right,
states,
understood.
estheticians can, but we can't. But I'm definitely
Yeah.
not even interested remotely.
Yeah.
I know that like the photofacial, those are like
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
those are productive against pigmentation and rejuvenation, but then also the CO2 laser, which is the ultimate, but then you have to live like a vampire
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the rest of your life.
Sometimes I wish we could have a round table and have a facialist and a dermatologist, and because these different points of view, it's so interesting because you're looking at the skin in a very different way.
I see people all the time. They see them just then.
Yeah, and they're also looking like they're not sort of they're not looking like at the quality of their skin necessarily. I
Right.
just feel like it's different. I'm curious what your take on fillers is. This is what I mean, is like they're really looking from a structural perspective, how fillers can help, but what is it doing to the quality of the skin itself, like the texture?
Well,
What's your take?
if you talk to plastic surgeons, the plastic surgeons will say when they cut the skin, it feels like they're cutting through concrete because they really never dissolve, they never leave the body. And so, you know, if somebody has HIV and they have a facial fat wasting, then sure, you would like to do sculpture. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it really helps to improve somebody's look and somebody's life, right? Under eyes fillers, they're like, you know, they could be done really well. But volumizing one, I'm not sure. I think that they're just kind of backfire. They're weird.
Yeah,
They are weird.
I noticed that sometimes what's maybe not taken as much into consideration when by injectors is what I notice is when the skin sort of gets stretched and it gets that shiny appearance. Do you know what I'm talking about? And
Wax figure shit.
and
You know what it
sometimes
is?
it happens with breast augmentation as well, and it just gets that shiny appearance, and I'm like, what is happening to that skin? Does anyone care about that?
Well, most of the times not, because when you see that shiny skin, that's over exfoliation, basically.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. That's not healthy skin.
Yeah,
You're not
but
supposed
I
to
think
be
it
that
also could
fine.
be that it's just being extended. It's being
They're
pulled, right? Like
stretched, yeah.
stretched. Like you see it on lips sometimes,
Yes.
where it gets that shiny sort of
Well, they're-
balloon-like appearance.
Right, because there's no normal creasing. I suppose it's stretched and then it's like reflects light differently.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like I think it's just a matter of like being moderate and being honest. And if clients are asking you, I want bigger breasts, you should have the practitioner should say no.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
It will look weird. You should not have triple double
Yeah.
double D
Yeah.
on your little body.
Yeah.
And the same like with lips, it's enough. It's
Yeah.
enough. Like I don't know who does those botched looks. It's just
my
so
sense
sad.
is from you that the frustration is that the professionals should be left to make professional calls and professional decisions.
Yes.
And this is one of the things I think is really funny. We get asked a lot, for some reason this question keeps coming up about, what is professional grade skincare versus non-professional? And certainly what we've heard on our show is that there is no difference. Professional grade means nothing. And I'm sitting there thinking, I bet if you asked a facialist this question, they would probably have a different answer. Because in the past, professional grade skincare was for professionals to use.
Yeah,
It was not for the client to use.
Yes, exactly. You're targeting. How can I say? You're targeting a concern, and then also there were lines that were sold specifically to professionals.
Exactly.
They were not available at drugstores and the department stores. You never see acne products at the department store. You know why? Because they can't help the client.
Yeah.
They will sell them something, and then they wouldn't be able to follow up. How are you going to? You can't. But now
Yeah.
everybody has now. Like acne is a new. You will see. Now there's going to be million of acne lines that will start, and because it's a new white space. Oh, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I can tell you.
I wanted to ask you about exfoliating because we asked you about cleansing, what everyone's doing wrong. What do you think about exfoliating?
Well, the same. I think we are generally over exfoliating. If you have your acid serum, perhaps you need something scrubby. But
Because I noticed you have a scrub. A physical
it's a
scrub?
mandelic scrub.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
And
is
then
that
I have a daily cleanser that has a jojoba bead.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what I use. I've been using it for 20 years, and that's about it, right?
Yeah.
And then you can do little enzyme exfoliation. You can do chemical exfoliation. There are peel pads. but then you have to kind of be careful what is the percentage of those pads and how often do you use them. They're not indicated for, I don't know, they shouldn't be sold to public.
Yeah.
You cannot decide on.
This is what I'm saying.
You should not decide. I like, how would I decide if somebody says, would you like this medication or that medication? I don't know.
Yeah.
The pink one.
Yeah.
You know, we need to exfoliate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that should be supervised. I think it should be really supervised.
So don't use baking soda like the girls on TikTok?
No baking soda. But like the DIY stuff that works, and this is something that I always recommend to my clients. Super easy. So you'll take a tablespoon of honey, teaspoon of honey, teaspoon of salt, not the coarser salt, but just a table salt.
Yeah.
Mix it until it just spuns, and then you will apply it on your clean skin. Then you can sit in a tub or in a steam or not. Just kind of watch the drip. And so guess what? Honey is glycolic acid, not a source of glycolic acid. Salt is like a disinfectant, and salt, it doesn't break like sugar, it doesn't dissolve. So you will just gently, you will gently rinse it off after 10-15 minutes, and your skin will be super, super soft. There you go.
Okay, there's a DIY recipe that you can actually use for skincare instead of the DIY sunscreen. Let's get rid of that
and
one.
And hammams, they use it for the whole body. You can use the whole body. So, just be careful also that you don't slip, because it's honey slippery in a shower. But that's a wonderful exfoliant. So you're not like missing on anything in terms of, buying like, oh my God, the pricing.
Yeah, I know.
The sunscreen is like so expensive, and how do you then cover your body with sunscreen?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's true. Now, you've been very kind in not overly trying to promote your products and really focusing on education, and I think we appreciate that so much. But before we let you go, I would like to know, what is the one product you've developed from your line that you're most proud of, that you think has been a real game changer in people's skin? Let's give you an opportunity to promote your line.
Sure. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. So I'm doing the God's work. Like, I'm like, it's like I'm.
You're truly passionate about education. I love that. Right.
It's just eventually karma is a biatch, as they say. So I don't know. So what I wanted to say is that my cream barrier.
Okay.
So the cream barrier, yes, I started developing it in 2016. And we went through so many iterations that I thought my chemist will fire me.
Oh, wow.
Because it was not perfect. It was just not perfect. So I developed it for me, for myself, because I could not find an anti-aging cream. My skin is oily, but it's prone to dehydration. I don't have oily skin, sorry. Combination skin. So I do have some oil on the skin. But for some reason, it will evaporate, and then my skin feels vulnerable. So I need to coat it with something that's like really hydrating and moisturizing, right? And I developed it, and I think we put it in I started selling it in my studio in 2018. And in 2019, it kind of got wider shot out, and I have to say that product started the whole conversation about skin barrier, because that's a first barrier cream. Like, I'm not saying that it's every cream treats barrier, but I'm just saying the concept of the barrier cream is
as a category.
As a category,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a great one to try if anybody wants to jump in.
Did you get it? Like, you couldn't?
Yeah, well,
no.
I got it, but it has shea butter in it.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can give it to me. I can use shea butter.
Okay, yes. I will give you the OG barrier cream. But thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have to do a part 2 again, because I feel like we literally just scratched the surface.
Yeah,
There's so much.
Let's spend the night together.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
I know, when you have 20 years of expertise, it's like we can't get it all in 1 hour. So we will definitely see you again.
I think
we should talk about
we should
aesthetics at all.
I know.
We talked theory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
That.
I'm honored.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We
Thank
loved
you.
having you in.
Yeah.
So
Great.
Awesome.